Hey everyone, welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we have an NMG League match. This is Pichu versus Cen7ipede in the Kakariko Village Division. On commentary we have Sean, and he will take it from here.
What? Oh, that's me. Hi, gamers. Yeah, NMG League. Uh, it's almost League again. But it is still League, at least until Sunday. So let's watch some exciting NMG. Um, right now we have Pichu 10U versus Centipede. I believe both of which were in the same rando mentor tournament that I was in. So pretty cool to see them make the transition to NMG. And we will get started here very shortly. I may be silent for a couple minutes at a time, but fret not. I have not left you all alone. Um, Spaces says blame Trez times 4. I don't believe Trez has ever done anything wrong. Looking at PBs, Pichu's PB is a 131.05, which I believe was set a little over a week ago, but I don't remember exactly. Centipedes is a 1 to 36.22, but she's got a lot of splits in that PB that are far off from her golds, so definitely one coming soon TM. All right, you get to go save a princess and then immediately lose her. Yeah, so escape, there's not really too much to do. It's just learning how to control Link in order to not run your face into these guards. There is a little bit of RNG that you have to learn how to avoid, but there's no kills until you get the first key, so you don't really have to do combat for the first dozen or so rooms of the game. We see one double spin, and Pichu just says 3 slashes is good enough for me. Which, like, if you just want to turn your brain off and focus on getting to the end of the run, like, you can just kind of ditch those strats that only save maybe 15-20 frames or so. Right, we have a boomer. We use the boomerang a few times, but mostly it's so that the brewery in Village of Outcasts has money instead of the red boomerang. There is one room where you save like several seconds by having the boomerang. Okay, so since he's going for an 8 slash, Pichu doing a 1 pot. Pretty good fights by both. Pichu seems to have caught up a bit. I guess I fell asleep when the streams were syncing. Right, now we get to go to the back, which has a lot more of the killing stuff, a lot less of the. I mean, there's still a good amount of basic movement that you do back here, but now you're looking to kill specific targets rather than just being in a room with one guy and a shut door. Double boom there by Cen7ipede. While we're waiting here, yeah, it looks like neither of these runners have a win yet, so luckily that will change. Does Master Sword pick up boom? No. No, it does not. It's actually faster to do escape without the boomerang. I mean, you can just to emulate like any percent NMG a little more, but basically the time that it takes to actually open the chest and pick up the boomerang is not made up elsewhere in the run. Alright, we have matching escape times. I mean, I also don't run Master Sword all that much, but when I was at SGL, we did one mine Master Sword, and I was told not to get it. Luckily, accidentally throwing the pot upwards doesn't spawn that fourth skeleton, so... Cen7ipede going under the pot to pick up that key there. You actually want to stay to the left It's just fewer pixels that you have to go to. I think you can pick up the pot on the 4th pixel, but that's like 8 pixels that you don't necessarily have to traverse, even if you get it perfectly. Stay to the left and you'll be fine. Am I sure Master Sword doesn't pick up Boom? I have not watched Zelda's World Record because it just happened yesterday twice. But I'm sure Zelda's done a lot more timing for that category that I don't run than I have. Like, Pichu's fight got away from her, and she cleaned it up rather nicely. Didn't let the guy turn red, so that's fairly good. Like, Centipede was just kind of business as usual. Ooh, that's a nice talk. So that's about as far away from Saha as you can be to talk to him. You don't have to walk all the way up to him, but it's only a handful of frames different. Oh no. Yeah, so Senti didn't hit the spin speed there. That one's worth trying twice, I think, because it saves a lot of time. I don't remember how much exactly. Alright, we're going to see a little bit of divergence here. Senti going up to get bottle and net. Pichu just going straight for desert. I don't believe Pichu gets any safeties except for Sankart. So 531 Castle Tower, she might pick up Mushroom, but I don't remember her ever doing that. No safeties, thank you. That's he gonna do a net dash into this tree, which lets you catch the fairy right away. Anybody who's played this game casually can tell you the worst feeling is spawning a fairy and then having it immediately fly away from you. No, no. Senti was pixel perfect. You don't want to be pixel perfect on those bushes. Maybe it's not pixel perfect, actually. There might be a range that you hit to bonk off a bush. I didn't see the cannonball pattern when Pichu was going up, so... basically, if you run clean through those cannonballs the first time, you can just dash from the chest. But if you have to stop, or if you get hit by the cannonballs on the way up, and you should walk down. You don't have to walk all the way to the edge of the sand, but it lets you see the cannonball pattern down below if you do. So it'll give you more of a better chance to see when you have to dash. Yeah, you had to stop. Yeah, so if you get hit here, you should walk down to the sand and dash out. 'Cause even if you get a bad pattern coming back, then you'll be able to see it and kind of pause till that wonky cannonball's out of the way. Senti got no rupee drops in Eastern, so... Oh, she's also doing tree rupees, which it looks like Pichu is as well. I didn't notice that when they were both at Saha. Alright, Pichu about to enter the Landmo fight here. Very difficult fight. You have to shoot at moving targets with arrows that only ever go in straight lines. Very good opener, though. That was... very, very nice. It's a 3-cycle for Pichu. Senti's gonna take some damage on the way out. The Igor just decided to be a jerk. And now we'll see her Landmo fight. Okay, some unfortunate hops, but very nice cleanup. I think that was a 5 or a 6 cycle. I think I fell asleep for cycle 5, and it ended up being a 6. Yeah, she took some chances there that didn't exactly work out, but did a very good job of doing the cleanup afterwards. Right, Pichu wins because she killed the pickle. None of this boom Hera stuff. Oh no. Not exactly run breaking for Senti to have taken damage on that cactus there, but like in the Hera split, you kind of want all the health you can get, and like just that tiny little misstep just kind of makes that more difficult. Trying to get the fake flipper here. Lost the setup, but hopefully Get it back. There we go. Wow. Pichu gets perfect mountain RNG. Let's go. This is the vanilla game. You can tell because there are 3 digits in the rupee counter. In rando, there are always 4. Alright, let's see if Centi gets perfect RNG. Oh, that boulder was about to... That boulder was about to wreck her day, but decided against it afterwards. Yeah, so it is... So both runners took that path up above the rock, which is probably a little bit of rando brain. In rando, you actually want to go into that cave, so that path makes a lot more sense. But in the vanilla game, you definitely want to stick low. You don't have, or you shouldn't have, a danger of jumping off because you're not going anywhere near the ledge. Oh yeah, I forgot that it's NMG Thursday. Happy NMG Thursday, everyone. After this race, we will have, like, right after this race is done, we will be having a 4-way NMG League race, so that should be exciting. I always find 4-way races a little difficult to keep track of. Oh, yeah, when the bomb is that low, I don't think that ever works. Bomb has to be... I think the bomb has to be high. I don't think you can just, like, hit the edge of the hitbox and get across. I'm actually not that sure how bomb jumps work. Much better. Fancy having a time with these beetles. Not in the room that people usually have a time with the beetles. Oh no. Looks like Centi fell down the hole as well. No, you don't have to do that. Oh, I guess she did have to do that because she has to respawn the bombs. Right. Now on to the easiest boss of the game, who never knocks people off and is always nice. Alright. No disasters on Pichu's side. Plenty of health left, plenty of arrows. 0 bombs, but we'll deal with that later. Yeah, so So it looked like Centipede actually was trying to do a spin setup on the pit there, and what happened there was she didn't release the spin before holding down, so she actually nudged a pixel off of the pit, which caused her to fail the bomb jump. Arrow's a really tough split. Got a million things going on at once, not the least of which is the boss at the end. Well, let's go. We're shooting pickles. I only shoot that pickle because I hate the log dash coming back from the Master Sword. Oh, now since he's on, okay. Well, got a helpful Kadongo heart there. She does have a fairy in a bottle, so dying wouldn't be too terrible. Oh, that bumper is taking names today. Yeah, you can do stuff a million times, and you know, it goes right, and then during the race it all goes wrong. Yeah, so you might be seeing Senti dashing through this Moldorm and the hits not counting. That's because his rattle is not active. Even if you can see it, the hitbox may not be active. So you really have to get a feel for not only when you can run through, but also when he is actually vulnerable. It's very easy to try to go too fast there. Oh. Unlucky that Pichu didn't get her heart back there, but yeah, that's one of the worst screens to bonk on, because you just kind of have to take your medicine after that. Yeah, if you're looking for hearts, I would rather farm the green guards in the front of Hyrule Castle, but I guess you've already dashed through the one blue guard, so not terrible to just turn around and slash. Senti would have appreciated having those arrows, but she does technically have enough here. Very nice first few runes by Pichu. By dashing through those guards, you force them not to drop a prize, and that's fine because we want to save that prize back until we get to Turtle Rock. Pichu doing a bit of an odd strat in that red guard room, but it seemed to do what she wanted. Got a nice pattern for Circle of Pots where the guard just ignores you, so you can just wait it out till he's past the point where it matters. Alright, get your blue ball guesses in. So how AGA 1 works is the first ball is always a red ball. Red balls are the only ones that hurt him. First one's always a red ball. Second, third, and fourth are 50-50 between red balls and blue balls. And then the fifth one is always a lightning, where you cannot reflect the ball. Just hurts. Which you would think, being a Pichu, lightning would not be very effective, but she still takes the same amount of damage. Those low base stats will get you every time. I think she's trying to clip the boomerang out. It's not quite at the right pixel. Alright, that's enough. AGA, please. So this boss is why you'll see a lot of people say that Light World doesn't matter, because it can just end in an instant. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think you still want to like make the game kill your run, rather than like just having a good run. Pichu says she loves this fight. It's a very fun and skill-intensive fight. When Pichu levels up, she might try getting fewer blue balls, but 6 is fine for now. How's it going, gamers? Well, we both had adventures in Hera. Both fell on the bomb jump. I think Centi fell twice. Both fell to bumper skip. I don't think we had any mold arm falls, though. Oh, that's a huge Kiki hop. Alright, this is a blessed Dark World for Pichu. Centi getting 1,000,000 blue balls too. I think that's her 4th one. Oh. That was weird. Why didn't that kill him? So Pichu just tried to sword beam the berry, and it looked like it hit him, but it phased through. Looks like 7 blue balls for Cen7ipede. dishing out a lot of blue balls in this race. Hopefully that means that the next race won't have so many. Alright, Pichu coming up on the hammer jump. This is a double pixel perfect trick. You have to place the bomb on one pixel and then find your way to the second pixel. And you cannot be off by any amount. It's a difficult trick, but it is 100% worth it. Very nice. Yeah, this trick is so worth it that, like, you just basically stand there in menu until you get onto the right pixels. Like, don't even worry about doing it fast at all. The alternative is you have to go over to the right side of the basement to get a key to go into the maze screen to get the other key, and then open the big chest and mirror out. And that's a lot of rooms. Pichu actually has an extra bomb here, which she picked up in Castle Tower because I think she just assumed she was still short one, but I think she picked one up from a drop somewhere. And he has the amount of bombs that she's supposed to have at this point. Alright, into helmets working on Pichu's side. So, reason that you spin the sword there is she's trying to arm the spin speed state, which replaces Link's regular hitbox with his dashing hitbox, and extends it upwards a bit, and that makes the hammer easier to swing upwards. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Okay, good thing he didn't fireball there, or Pichu was in trouble. Alright, hammer jump on Senti's side. One more pixel. Nope, need a pixel up. Can't. Oh, very nice sword buffer at the end there. I think that was kind of a I'm running out of time, just need to YOLO it sword buffer. So for those who don't know, Link does not move when he's slashing his sword. So when we want to move one pixel at a time, you either move diagonally, right, or down. Well, any of the diagonal directions, or cardinal right or cardinal down, and then you try to swing the sword one frame after you hit the button. And if you do it correctly, then you'll only move one pixel at a time. Kind of a technique that you don't usually see from people that don't have a sub 90 yet, so it's It's pretty cool to see someone whip that out during a race. Pichu on the Thieves Town split, which is impossible. No one can change my mind. I don't believe that Centi got spin speed there. Nope, okay. Yeah, that was a lot of fireballs, but now you can see why Centipede goes up and gets that fairy, because like you don't want to be resetting here like 50,000 times. Like if you just always get stonewalled by this boss, then you never get to the other part of the game. So making sure that you have that fairy and you can continue your run is extremely important. And Pichu into Thieves Town had a really good overworld, I think. It was about a 302, which can be faster, but like it's really hard to get it to be that fast. Andy going and bucking another tree. Unfortunately, it was just a little too high. But I believe she's gonna get magic powder here on this split, so we'll have plenty of time to try and get additional fairies. That was a really nice dash cancel there by Pichu, realizing that she wasn't on the right pixel right before she took damage. There's only one pixel position where you can dash through all of those spikes without taking any damage, and sometimes it's hard to see. Yeah, so you'll notice when you get powder, you do things slightly differently here. So Pichu, when she was up here, called the duck on the western tile there, and that shortens the cutscene a little bit. But if you're fluting afterwards, it doesn't really do you any favors. So since Centipede is fluting, she's just gonna get inside and play the flute right away, break the duck out, and then flute away. And then you saw her kick up dust while she was fluting. If you don't do that, there's like some dead time where you play the flute and the duck doesn't come. But if you play the flute and then hit the dash button, the duck will come right away. Alright, say it with me, blind is a scripted fight. Seems to not be going horribly just yet. I'm surprised that sword beam didn't hit. I wonder if it was a little early. Senti running into everybody's favorite enemy, the Gray Skull. I don't think they're called Gray Skulls. I just am polluted by too many people that refer to it like that. But yeah, those... So bushes can spawn enemies sometimes. The good news is that oh, Gold Thief's down by Pichu. Let's go. Yeah, so the good news about bushes is they only spawn enemies, I believe, once in that prize pack. So usually once you find one, then you won't find another one for the rest of the game. Alright, we're making friends with a frog over on Pichu's side. So you saw Centipede just kind of walk through the hellway, because honestly it didn't give her a very good pattern, but she also was down to 3 hearts and wanted to powder. If you menu to the powder there, it's not really worth menuing back to the hammer. You should just do that room hammerless and just menu to bombs here in the bombable floor. Alright, Pichu onto Skull Woods. Nice bummy key room, or nice bummy statue room. It was technically good RNG, but you still need to know like what to do when you get good RNG. It was handled very nicely. Alright, Alright, let's see Centipede's blind fight here. Knocked off the pattern a little bit, but kept her up at the top, which is the most important thing. Didn't take a bunch of damage, which is the other important thing. So, you know, for a broken script, that's about as good as you can ask for. Blind script is also like one of the most interesting things to me about NMG, because yes, it's a scripted fight, but you don't like there are many button combinations that will work. So everybody does it slightly differently. Oh no! Pichu got owned by the hand. Luckily, I think we'll still have enough magic to get through. Just getting the extra one just in case. Centi trying to find the frog's home on the map. Unfortunately, you're in the wrong world for that. Right. Moth being a bit of a jerk, so Moth doesn't actually take damage when you knock her into the spikes, which she kind of hesitated on the left side of that room there. There are ways around that, but unless you've like sat in the moth room forever, it might not be extremely obvious. I mean, they are rather difficult to pull off anyway. Alright, Pichu's off to Ice Palace now. Centi about to start Skullwoods, but this is not an insurmountable lead. Like there are still plenty of spots left to give the time back. It's up to Pichu not to. Yeah, so on the lottery screen, if you do the double dash, you have to hold down right during the screen transition, or else you may not hit the Ropa every time. A lot of people don't bother with that. They would rather just hold right and walk, which is theoretically 100% consistent, but I've definitely gotten hit by that first Ropa by trying to just walk around, so that's why I do the dash. But yeah, you have to, because when you transition that screen, you can get pixel boosted from the It's slope on the other screen. Meanwhile, Centi found Stacy. The fairy that lives under that bush is called Stacy for some reason. And yeah, so back in the bottle. Meanwhile, we pay a big fish for some swim fins, but like, I wonder what those are made out of, because there doesn't seem to be any like sort of raw material in this area, so I don't know what he would make those out of. It's the Senti's moth fight. Oh, perfect. Nice. 2 spikes, got robbed on a hit, but that's about as good as we can ask for. Pichu in the worst room in the game, deciding to just do a 1-bomb. So Cen7ipede, after kind of struggling in Hera and getting a million blue balls and struggling, it looks like struggled a bit in Pod 2 with the fairy revive, has turned it around and is now getting green splits again. So very good. Nice bomb jump there by Pichu. Maybe got a little bit lucky because it didn't seem like she was 100% sure of where she was, but we take this. No lotteries today. All right, so I've seen this by a few runners. So the reason that we bonk off that cliff before Catfish is the bonk actually sets you on the perfect pixel for a quick warp. And then to maintain that pixel, you have to collect the Quake medallion by going straight up. You don't want to go off of that pixel at all. So you bonk and then you just go straight up. And then as I was putting my nerd glasses and pocket protector on, Pichu just deleted Cold Stare from existence. Alright, Centi's slightly blocked here, but Just gonna wait on Zora. So waiting for the Zora there is fine. The only thing is that Crab might come over and hit you. Excuse me. So I probably would have tried to Sword Beam him away. Okay, yeah, using that much magic isn't great, but the Pen Gators drop magic. And that's probably the only magic drop you're gonna get from the small variety pack, but the Pen Gators are gonna drop some magic. So it looks like Pichu's gonna be doing Long Swamp. Which not everybody is gonna be happy about, but it makes me happy. I love Long Swamp, because I have a tendency to forget steps. So getting all of this out of the way just kind of helps me personally. I used to not do Long Swamp, and then I lost too many runs to forgetting Ice Rod before TR. So I just switched to Long Swamp and never looked back TM. Don't look at my PB splits. Alright, there's the magic drop that Centipede needed. No, you need that? Oh no. Okay, perhaps... So she does still need one more small pot of magic. It's possible that she's just gonna powder the fairy and we'll get to see her do some cool cold stare strats here. So she's dropping into the cold stare fight, so I think she's gonna give it a try. All right. I can't hear. Okay, good. So yeah, for anybody wondering, that is beam doubling or beam fire rod doubling. Okay, don't die now though. So while the flame of the fire rod is on the screen, you can hit Cold Stare Shell with a sword beam, and it will count it as a second fire rod hit, which allows you to save some magic for this exact situation when you need some extra, when you don't have enough. It's not something that you'll really see all that much, but it's pretty cool when it comes up. You can also double the fire rod damage with an arrow as well, but I think you have to fire the arrow and then do the fire rod. It's extremely slow, but it gets the job done if you're in a pinch. When you're talking about backup strats to crack Cold Stare Shell, though, you're not really that concerned with how fast things are. You're just concerned with, do they work? Because if you can't crack that shell with the magic that you have when you fall in, your run's over. Well, your run's not over. You just have to go do the dungeon again. You just have to go elsewhere to get magic and do the dungeon again, which is really slow. Right. Pichu about to do I think one of the more fun sequences here, and I'm glad that we kept this in NMG, because this series of rooms to get to the back of Swamp is actually very technically challenging to do fast. Oh no, Cen7ipede just went to the wrong spot. Also took a lot of damage up on the mountain. Hey, got crabbed, but also got revenge. Luckily, swamp things don't really do too much damage, but, like, still, 4 hearts is a little concerning. We're not exactly in panic mode yet, but definitely watching what we take damage from. Speaking of watching what we take damage from, Pichu is down to 2.5 hearts, which means she can take 1 more hit, and then we have to post our Monka S's in the chat. Oh, she's gonna do an Ice Rod kill? Let's go. Very nice. I'll have to ask later whether that was on purpose or not. So normally you see people kill with the fire rod there, but the ice rod does the same amount of damage. It just the timing is a little bit different. Ooh, that's a pretty good speed catch. Yeah, so the timing for Ice Rod and Fire Rod shots is a bit different. Some people like doing Ice Rod shots more than Fire Rod shots. I believe Fire Rod is technically a little bit faster, but I think it's not enough to sacrifice consistency for it. Doubt Fire Rod is faster. I think you can fire Fire Rod shots faster, but it might also just be dependent on when he exits iframes. So it might end up being the same. Lose all the time menuing in Ice Rod Cave? We'll learn how to menu, I guess. Alright. Alright, nice bird toss. Love to see it. Yeah, so Centipede, hit the switch! Hit the switch! No, you have to hit the switch! Centi, no. Okay, look at the flaps. Go back up. No, hit the switch! Hit the switch! Go up. Alright, well. Centipede is about to be very, very sad. So what happened there was Centipede kind of got stuck on the switch while trying to move after the water lever. And I think she just like assumed that she had hit it, but yeah, unfortunately did not. Oh, Swamp Palace is in the chat. Okay. I see. It's talking shit. Yeah, and as unfortunate as that is, it's something that everybody has done at least once. So, I guess it's hard. It's hard to say. Just, I guess, take that as you will. Everybody does it. Sucks when it happens. Right, meanwhile, Pichu's kind of trucking along through mire here. I was told that Swamp Palace and Misery Mire should have their names switched because technically swamps have trees in them and mires do not, but I have no citation, nor am I pretending that this is a fact. Okay. So Pichu just fired an arrow into the wall. That was on purpose. That's so that she maintains spooky. Yeah, and I think I did see the switch flip there. Yeah, you just need something, right? Oh. So you just have to not let the Samaria block ruin the slot that the altitude is set in. So you have to put something else in there instead. Most people just put dash dust in there, but an arrow will work as well. And also, I believe Ice Rod Sparkles will also do it. Yeah, so Pichu did go down to half a heart there, and that looked a little sweaty, but that's another script. So Vitreous is another scripted fight, so she knew what she was doing. even though the game was beeping. Fire Rod and Beams also work, yeah. True. I don't remember, I don't think Sword Sparkles work with it. I think that's a different slot. Alright, on to Turtle Rock. Pichu actually has one extra bomb. Looks like Centipede does too, actually. Senti waited for the bird, but I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, that's a tossable bird. Just have to go from up top. Maybe? Okay, there we go. Okay. It looked like Senti missed something, but she got everything on the first cycle, so I don't know, maybe it's just something she normally does. If that was improvising, that was one hell of an improvisation. Oh, did it look normal? I don't know, something looked weird to me. The dreaded down left pattern that everybody practices but never wants to see. So that pokey down left pattern is technically the optimal RNG, but it's also the hardest to hit, so kind of simultaneously want it and don't want it. So yeah, Centipede is very low on magic here. At this point, she might as well just get the big magic and not worry about the backup pot here in the spike room. Yeah, so in the spike room, there is a small magic pot underneath the top right pot. Uh, but Centi was so low that, speaking of low, Pichu is concerning me with her health. So taking the scenic route in Dark Maze, which might usually be fine, but on one heart is a little scary. Alright, backup hearts. Unlucky. Now that's not something you see every day, so yes, Vitreous's lightning can eat arrows, as it turns out. And that's what Cen7ipede just ran into there. I didn't see Pichu take the safety door, which is surprising, but Pichu was very adamant about no safeties, so I guess that includes the safety door. Being very careful and deliberate in her movements in this fight. Alright, Pichu on the way to GT. Cen7ipede on the way to Turtle Rock. Hopefully we'll have nicer chomps, but chomps do be chomping sometimes. Auntie, where are you going? Where are you going? Go right. Just wanted to give that Dead Rock the what for after standing in the way. Probably want to bonk these rocks for the fairy up here. If you're down 5 hearts, I would say I don't see enough people bonk this fairy out when they actually just need it. She does have a fairy in a bottle though, so might just want to rely on that. Does also have a fairy coming up in the prize pack, and anti-fairies everywhere in this dungeon. Plenty taking the scenic route in the library or the lobby path. Yeah, so this is another thing that I've noticed is that people are trying to hook to the right torch in the torches room. It's actually faster to go to the left torch, and it's. I mean, I don't think it's any more difficult because mostly because you're coming out of a menu. You just need to wait for Link to turn around, but it is pretty significantly faster to hook to the left. And that's mostly because the camera has to go all the way back to the left anyway, no matter how you do that. So it's better to just go to the left and help the camera out a little bit. All right, let's see. Pichu's obviously flawless ice armos. Okay. Very nice. Except that she dashed the wrong way. Oh, you don't need to wait for Link? That's cool. Ooh, yeah, Senti getting hit by that laser as she transitioned there. Do the fairies persist? This is the same super tile, right? Yeah, okay. So yeah, the fairies get deloaded and Alright, decent start to Gauntlet by Pichu. Skeleton decided to vacation in Timbuktu, I guess. Yeah, so Centipede just did Crystal Roller Room and almost got it right, but just needed to sit on those blue flaps a little bit longer until the switch gives you iframes, and then you can phase through the roller. Okay, nice firebar dodge there. Oh. Pichu missed one of the Wiz Rubs in Wiz 2, but it's fine. Ooh. Okay. Well, Senti has the fairy in the bottle, which will give her enough iframes to get to the chest at least. Let's see. I'll try next goes for Centipede. Pichu just poked Moldorm. Okay, she realizes and just goes straight for a slash. Very nice. T is fine, TM. Okay, everything's fine. Don't get stuck on the ice there. Okay, that looks good. Oh no. Well, it did look good until it didn't. I believe... Right, 810, decent GT for Pichu. All that's left is to kill a big pig. I don't know, for some reason... Oh no, okay. Yeah, for some reason I don't like holding my sword up toward Ganon like that. I always have to slash to the side. But, I mean, I see people pull it off all the time, so I guess it's fine. I just suffer from the same speedrunner thing that if you don't do the exact same thing that I do, then it looks wrong, even if it's not. Alright, spin to win. Very nice. Alright, that is a dead pig. Get your GGs in chat for Pichu, who is going to cross the bridge first. Centi has not put a DNF in just yet, but has spent a decent amount of time on the game over screen, so... Alright, and GG's to both runners. Bit of a rough ending for Centipede's run, but good job getting that far at least. See if they would like to join us for a post-race interview.
But GG's.
We are joined by both runners, Pichu and Centipede. GG.
GG.
You had a good run, Senti. from what I watch while playing, you had a good run.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you both had a bit of an adventure in Hera, but kind of started bringing it back a little bit. Um, then yeah, I guess any general thoughts?
Not feeling too happy. I choked all 3 of my runs. So, it also was a challenge for me as well. I'm used to being in the round robin bracket and I moved up a bracket. So the competition was a lot more fierce. I think I held my own, but it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, and when especially for me, when I'm in an environment that I can't just like hit the reset button and then the time loss is gone, right? It really is mentally taxing, and that's partially the reason why I haven't really been participating in races recently, because uh, but yeah, it's really hard to stick something like that out.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I have to be proud of what I've done. Going through the mentorship, I've learned a lot of tricks. I think my execution is a lot cleaner than it was. I think I have a lot more knowledge about the game. I just, I think it'll come with more repetitions, but it hurts right now.
Yeah, and it's all part of the process, right?
Yeah. Yep. We just take this and we move on. And something I want to work on in the future is chopping safeties. I definitely think that was a part of it. Going to grab those safeties when the people in this bracket weren't definitely set me back a lot. But it's only up from here, so I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, and it's easy to just look at the red splits and say, "Oh, that was a bad run." But like in between all that stuff, like I really do think that you should go back and watch the VOD and just kind of fast forward through all the stuff that you know is going to go badly and just kind of pick some stuff that went well, because there was a lot of good in there.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I learned how to meme. I tossed the bird. Stacy hooked me up. There was some good stuff in there. I actually watched the first race you con with me and Sawyer, and I wrote a bunch of stuff down. So that's also part of my next adventure. I don't like watching myself back, but I think at this point in my speedrunning career, it's necessary.
Yeah, and then Pichu, you also went through the ZSR mentor program and joined League. How was your League experience?
I had fun overall. Like I got one race that was not happy with, uh, because things happen and whatever. But overall, like I played it for fun. Like I joined it because it was like right after the mentor program, so I was like, I'm gonna put what I learned into show and then see what happens. I would have liked to PB in the race, but like I PB'd all of the race every time, so I was a bit salty about that because if you PB, it's money for charity, but it happens. And board toss is also money to charity, so I do it. Um,
Yeah, it's also a bit difficult to PB in a race because, like, you you only get like 3 shots at it, right?
mhm,
So if you like, I know you had what 6 and Senti had 7 blue balls, so there's not a lot of
Mhm.
people that can really PB from something like that, right? And I think you got a high amount of blue balls in one of your other races too, so it it's fairly rare to see somebody PB in a race, but it is pretty hype when it happens.
yeah. But like overall, I was happy with my run, except Era because Era doesn't exist in this world. Um, and TR because chomps are chomps. But otherwise, like I'm pretty happy with my splits. When I look at it, I was happy with my Lambo fight.
Yeah, that
Like I
was a
love
really
the
good
spectacle.
Lambo.
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, I'm happy with the splits. I'm sad that I missed a one-on-one on Ganon, but like I know what I did wrong in there.
Were you just not counting? It looked like you
No,
were positioned
um,
fine.
after the first cycle, like I should have slashed one more time after the double spin, and I forgot. and I was like, oh yeah, I need the slash, and I just dashed through it to count, but I was missing like one slash at the second cycle because of it.
Yeah, I was
Um,
surprised to see him warp and then still start spawning bats.
yeah.
So
I mean, I knew I was missing one. I was like, I'm just going to play safe and not die there and take the 1 and 2. And IP, I got the free spans first before Torch Glitch. I'm happy with that. But yeah.
all right, well, thank you both for putting on a show for us, and the show is not necessarily over just yet. And I will invite Baseball back in to tell you what's going on at the top of the hour.
You are so right. In about 20 minutes, we're going to have 2 league races at the same time right here on Zelda Speedruns. We'll have DoomTap versus Relkin and Sky versus Ace Zero. So I'm gonna get out of here so that the next restreamer can start setting up. But stick around. Very soon, that will be happening. But thank you to both Pichu and Cen7ipede for running today, and of course, Sean, thank you for commentating. But yeah, we'll see you in about 20 minutes. Enjoy your little break. Get some water. Okay. Bye.